It's pawpaw time. Pawpaws. Pawpaw. Let's go get some
Pretty
pawpaws.
little Susie, where oh where is pretty little Susie? Where oh where is pretty little Susie? Way down yonder in the pawpaw patch.
So we are back from the creek and I found a whole bunch of pawpaws down at the pawpaw patch. I had never seen a pawpaw tree until a friend of mine pointed them out to me and I was like, oh, that's a pawpaw tree. I've seen those everywhere. However, where I've seen them on my property, I have never seen fruit on them. But these down by the creek were just loaded with fruit and I got a pretty nice sized score. I brought those home. We're going to cut them open. We're going to try them and I'm going to give you a taste test of what I think these things taste like. Now, I know what people have told me they taste like, but we're going to see if that's correct. Hey guys, before we get started, I want to give a quick shout out to today's sponsor of the video, and that is ZEAL. There's a quick 90-second video at the end of this video. You can watch it. There's a link in the description below. Any purchase of this product will go to help the homestead and make future videos for you to enjoy. All right, let's get to the pawpaws. So as you can see here, I got a whole bunch of pawpaws. This indeed was a pretty big pawpaw patch. I think some people that go out to the woods and they see if they can find 1 or 2 pawpaw trees and maybe they get a few pieces of fruit. But where I'm at, in the area where I was at, there was a pretty good sized pawpaw patch that someone pointed out to me. And so I decided to basically visit there at least once or twice a week to see if the pawpaws were progressing to the point that I could pick them. And then yes, just yesterday, they were actually falling off the tree. Animals had already been to the area. They were eating them. You could see some half-eaten or fully eaten shells on the ground where they basically eat the inside out and they leave the husk left behind. And so I decided to go through. I actually found a few good ones on the ground and picked a few more off the tree, including some of these ones that are they're not ripe yet, but hopefully, I've been told at least that they will ripen once you pick them, and then you can eat them later. So that's what I'm going to do with some of these. So anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at the one I'm going to eat. Obviously, these are not ready to eat. This one here, it's a little bit soft. The skin gives a little bit, but it's still pretty hard. Not ready to eat as far as what I have learned on the internet. Again, this is my first time taste testing these. This looks horrible. I mean, most people would, let me see if I can get that to focus. Most people would never consider eating that. It looks rotten. It looks like it'll kill you. It looks like if you ate this, you would not survive. But it's actually perfectly good to eat. From everything I've read and people I have talked to, this is a very edible pawpaw. I almost said papaya. When it comes to pawpaws, the uglier they are, the better they taste. Completely different when it comes to animals. Usually, when it comes to animals, the cuter they are, the better they taste. So, for pawpaws, it's the uglier it is, the better it's going to taste. So, we're going to cut this one open and take a look inside. I don't know if there's any rules about cutting this open, so I'm just going to kind of cut it down the middle. There's a natural seam, it looks like here, so I think I'm going to try to do that and just cut that open. I feel seeds hitting the knife. Okay, there it is. There is the pawpaw. Pawpaw. Really interesting things about the pawpaw is that this is actually indigenous. It's the largest indigenous fruit to the United States. So there's nothing bigger in the United States that's indigenous. That was here, at least as far as it can be researched. So another interesting fact about this pawpaw is that the leaves of it are a natural insecticide. So what I have seen online people do is that they'll collect the leaves off of a tree. Usually they pick male trees because male trees do not produce fruit. And usually one male tree in an area is enough to pollinate the rest of the female trees. And so they will collect the leaves off the male trees, grind them up into like a paste, soak them in water, and then that water is filtered, and then you can use that water. You strain out the leaf particles, and that water can be used as a natural insecticide, and they'll use it on like cabbage plants where things like cabbage worms will affect cabbage, and so they'll use that as a natural insecticide for their plants, for their gardens, and they say it works pretty good. So I don't know if you want to try that. If you have pawpaws or you have a number of pawpaws and you don't mind killing a few by taking their leaves to use them as a natural insecticide, you can give that a try. What I'm told is that this is going to taste like some sort of banana custard, And we're gonna go ahead and get a spoon and scoop this out of here and take a taste test. Okay, here's the big reveal. Try to scoop that in like that. It's got a pretty good hard shell. That's a big bite. I don't know. I may take half that. Okay, that's good. How about that? There it is. It actually looks really yummy. I mean, it does look like some sort of vanilla or banana custard. And it smells so sweet. And it was really interesting when I walked into the PawPaw patch when I was picking all these. You could smell it. I mean, I had never smelt that before when I had been in that PawPaw patch checking on the pawpaws to see if they were ripe. But yesterday when I walked in there, you could immediately smell the sweetness in the air, and the sugar is just hung thick over the entire patch. And you can definitely smell it now. It smells like just an amazing dessert. Okay, here we go. It's got seeds in it. Really good though. All right, I gotta spit that out, but I'm not gonna do it on camera. So here's the seed. This is dried off. This is the one I spit out from that spoonful, and this is about the size of a fava bean. Definitely bigger than a persimmon seed. But from what I've read, that you can take these seeds and then go ahead and then throw them like in a compost pile, and they will root themselves, maybe lightly cover them, and overwinter them, and then they will sprout in the next season, and you can just keep an eye on that area, dig them up when you see the sprouts come up, and then, you know, transplant them to wherever you want them to be. You know, maybe make your own PawPaw patch. But to get really good success, you need to put them in a place that's going to have sufficient water. That was really good. I'm going to have another spoonful. That's crazy good. Crazy good. It's like dessert. I mean, that you could totally have that as like, it's a custard. It tastes it's like the inside of a custard-filled donut without the donut. Very, very delicious. This is my son, my oldest son. He's going to try it. He's like, don't feed me, Dad. What do you think?
Tastes good.
Tastes good? He had to think about that.
Doesn't exactly taste like banana pudding, as some people say. But
You don't think it tastes like banana pudding?
it has a hint of banana in it.
Yeah, it has a hint of banana. But it's kind of soft like a pudding. Yeah. I think it tastes like banana pudding. I've seen all kinds of recipes online to make different things with this fruit. The thing I found most interesting is that there's actually a good amount of people out there who use pawpaws to make beer. I never thought that this would be a good beer ingredient, but supposedly there's a lot of people out there who really like making beer with the pawpaw. Most people will use it for different custards, different desserts. They'll put it in ice cream. They'll make cookies with it. They'll use it as an ingredient for cookies, all kinds of things like that. Mostly desserts because of the so much sweetness in it. But beer, I had not thought of that. So a lot of you guys know that I also like wine, and I have heard people who have said that they make wine using pawpaws. I've heard people talk about that. But a guy we met in a nearby town, he was a vintner for a number of big wineries around the world, actually, and he said he moved here and he had some bottles of wine he wanted to trade me, and so he traded me a bottle of wine. And what he wanted to trade me for was pawpaws. He says, do you know where I can get some pawpaws? Because he knew by doing enough research that you really can't find pawpaws in the stores. These are not something that have been cultivated, mass-produced for sharing in the market. Mainly because once they go ripe, they do not stay ripe. They basically spoil very quickly. So you have to get them right when they turn ripe or you're not going to get them at all. And so they've never really been mass cultivated. So he knew that. He said, I'll trade you a bottle of wine that he produced on one of his vineyards. I think this one was out in northern California, and it was actually a gold medal winner. And he said, if you bring me some pawpaws. I said, sure, I'll bring you some pawpaws. I know we're a pawpaw patch. I just found my first pawpaw patch this last summer. So I'm going to bring him a number of these pawpaws, and he gave me a bottle of his wine. So that was really interesting. I'm looking forward to opening this and trying it out. And I'm looking forward to the reaction that he gets when he tries his first pawpaw. Hey, listen, If you have an idea of what you could use with a pawpaw, go ahead and leave a comment below. I'd love to hear it. If you have a pawpaw patch where you live, tell me how your pawpaws did this year. Did you get any pawpaws? And tell me what you think the flavor is most like. Is it something like a custard? Is it like a donut-filled pudding? You tell me. You tell me what you think. The pawpaw. See you next time on the Homestead. Hey guys, I'm happy to introduce an American Homestead sponsor, ZEAL. Now, first off, I only accept sponsors from products that I use and believe in. My family uses ZEAL mainly because we want to ensure a healthy immune system. You see, it's made up of only whole food concentrates and includes no artificial colors, flavors, or preservatives. The included sweetener is all natural from fruit and the stevia leaf. It's gluten-free, it's vegan, and it's kosher. In February of 2019, my wife was diagnosed with cancer and soon after began undergoing both alternative and traditional treatments. In 2018, my youngest son was involved in a bike accident that resulted in the surgical removal of his spleen, and that's an important part of his immune system. And because we live on a farm, you can guess that having a healthy immune system for our family is very important. Some of the included ingredients are beetroot, chicory root, turmeric, moringa, blueberries, cranberry, goji berry, milk thistle, ginseng, alfalfa, broccoli, and so much more. It's these natural ingredients that can easily be made into a powerful and tasty drink that my family can make and feel good about. So sign up and give it a try today. Every purchase you make goes to help the homestead so that we can continue to make great homesteading videos for you. Link is in the description below. Go ahead, give it a try. Hey guys, did you know you can become a patron of an American Homestead? They get access to private videos, and we send them gifts from the homestead that we make here on the homestead. And we also enter our patrons into special giveaways that are only available to them. And before you go, please check out these other great videos. Go ahead, click. I'll wait.